Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ, and you are here on the home of the slightly above average ship review. The ship we're reviewing this week in our Tech Tree Spotlight, at the time this video recorded, was in early access, the Pan-European Tier 6 Tech Tree Destroyer, the Skane, probably mispronounced that. As you can see, we're here on Shard's top tier in a domination match. And I had matches in the Skane with more damage. I had a match in the Skane with over 3,000 base XP. But I'm showing you this match primarily because I think it illustrates what the Skane can do really well. And so that's what we're going to be seeing here today. Now, starting off in the game prior to this, I was abandoned by my teammates on the flank. So I'm very cognizant of being abandoned right now. So I'm like, yo, Mr. Talon, you better help me out. And he's not answering. So I'm just going to run that into the ground. And when he doesn't respond and I see him turning away, I am going to turn away. And I'm telling all of you, do not be afraid to turn away from an objective if you're not getting any help from your teammates. Because literally in the match right before this, I thought my teammates were helping me out. I'm fighting some guy, I beat him, I look up, I'm surrounded by the enemy, and everybody on my team was running the other way. So don't be afraid to run away if you need to. Alright, so because I'm not specifically being targeted here, I don't feel I want to use my DFAA. You only have 2 charges of it. I would only use it if you feel you are being targeted specifically, or for example, if it was like a really powerful carrier or an attack you'd be particularly vulnerable to. I just hesitate to use these early in the game because you never know when you might need them in a match with an aircraft carrier in it. Alright, so we abandoned Alpha. Our teammate abandoned Alpha. You know, I hate to say it, but not everyone on your team understands the point of these matches. Not everyone on your team knows what they are doing. And I don't want to ascribe one or the other to that cruiser that was over there. Maybe he just decided he didn't like the letter A. Who knows? Alright, so we're running away just like he was. Bravo has already been captured by our teammate ahead of us here in the destroyer, and so we're just going to kind of steam into the cap here and hang out for a little bit. You know, and that's the other thing. I mean, one of your goals is destroyer to spot the enemy. Well, we couldn't spot the enemy where we were at because we didn't have any backup. Remaining over there to spot, in my opinion, is a foolish idea if you don't have any backup. So really the only ships we can see are this ship out here, the New Mexico, which we already put a bunch of torpedoes out in the water towards. And there's one other ship over by the island here, and I think that's pretty much it. We are going to catch the New Mexico with 1 torpedo. Doesn't do any flooding, so, you know, these torpedoes don't do a ton of damage. We do get a reload, but after we go behind this island. So at this point, we've either got to back up and try to launch again, or alternatively, we could just ignore him and keep going. Alright, so I don't know what Talon just got killed. Maybe we have 2 of them on our team. But if that was indeed the same Talon that abandoned us at the beginning of the match, good riddance. You didn't do anything. Alright, so the enemy is busy capturing Charlie. We have Bravo, they have Alpha. Presumably, all the ships over in Alpha are pushing now over to this side of the map. So it behooves us to keep moving. Unless we want to get killed by them later instead of earlier. Do 1 narrow spread and 1 wide spread on this this cruiser here, the Trento. We are going to face the Trento in close quarters combat. So make sure you stick around for that. Alright, taking a look at the teams here really quick. We are losing, we're down, and we are having a bad day. But the good thing is, like John Paul Jones, I have not yet begun to fight. All right, Trento, but here's who pops up. Yukikaze, definitely not a gunboat. And so I am going to gunfight the Yukikaze all day long. Do take damage from the other ships over here, but that poor Yukikaze is dead. We're immediately going to slow down and turn in. And by doing so, we have the maneuverability to avoid the torpedoes, even though we got pounded by the guns of the Trento. Now, I said we are going to go mano-a-mano with the Trento, and I meant it. We are spotted. The Trento doesn't thankfully seem to have the greatest aim. But I'm going to do something stupid here in a minute, although it may have saved my life. So, stupid things can save your life, everybody. That's today's lesson. We're going to run into the corpse, the sinking hull of the Yukikaze. Now, really, we are a sitting duck. So I switched to armor piercing, but the Trento totally whiffed on that salvo. And although he hit me pretty good with that one, he is now broadside to us. And we can get penetrations at this range. So I am getting my guns broadside. Now he's continuing to damage us, but because we're running into this hull, I think it's throwing off his aim. It did there. And we are continuing to pile up the salvos. Dev strike. Kill number 2. I am quite shocked that we were able to defeat the Trento in single combat. All right, while all that was happening, my team was busy drawing us even, or maybe that kill put us ahead. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I was too busy fighting the Trento to pay attention. We don't have hardly any health, although we do have 1 heal left. And I don't want to run into this island, but I do want to cap Charlie. Because we are still losing by about 20 points or so. 15 points or so. So we're going to go into Charlie, and soon we will have the points lead. And since we have a lead in ships, the balance of power in this match really changed, or, as you can say, we turned the tide. I don't know when I used my other DFAA. It's quite possible I inadvertently hit that during the battle with the Trento, as I was mashing all the buttons trying to survive. So yeah, we got no heals left. We got a DFAA on recharge, and we got an engine boost on recharge. But now our team has totally taken command. We've got 2 of 3 caps, and there are only 2 ships left remaining. Alright, so our guns are engaging the carrier planes, which are trying to kill my companion or me, or they're doing something, but not very effectively. So we are going to come out of this cap circle, and I've decided that it is time to do what I always do in a pan-European destroyer, and that is kill an aircraft carrier. So we're going to hit our final speed boost. We're going to aim towards where we believe the carrier to be. Now, at this time, I want to say I think I have 13 airplane shot down ribbons. Just keep an eye on that for the rest of this match. And again, we don't have a ton of points. Actually, believe it or not a ton of torpedo strikes in this game, which is how you normally accrue damage in these ships. I want to say I had a game with 110,000 damage and 18 torpedo strikes in that game. But that game did not make the cut. So you are watching this game instead because it shows the Skane's ability as a gunboat, taking out a Trento, ideally under ideal conditions. Both turrets aimed at the Trento, Trento's broadside, armor piercing loaded because we anticipated that. And so we were able to beat him down and take him out, I think, rather quickly, and survive. And then, of course, the power of the AA of the Skane, which is on full display right now. I want to say, I think, are we at 13 still, or are we up to 15? I think we're up to 15. I can barely see the ribbons. So don't worry, someday I'll get a real computer instead of a laptop with a 14-inch screen, and then I'll be able to see what I'm actually talking about when I do these voiceovers. All right, continuing to shoot down airplanes, I have determined, using a divining rod, that the carrier is hiding behind this island, which is probably where most people would be hiding. if they were an aircraft carrier. I think our carrier is just out in the middle of the ocean, you know. Why bother hiding, right? You have a big lead. So we're going to continue to shoot down airplanes, continue to head towards where I think the carrier is at. And then, because I'm too smart for my own good, I want to say at the last second, we're going to change direction and go around the island the other way, because I feel he's going to head that way. So we saw him start to maneuver. So we are going to turn
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
And kind of gauge his movement with our torpedoes. And we went all in. If we went the wrong way, we're screwed. So continuing to dodge carrier plane attacks.
Our victory is in sight.
AA gun crews. We ran out of AA. At least the DFAA charges. We're out of those. So we're going to have to survive based on good looks and talent alone. I think we can pull it off. All right. I think that's 19. Just one more for the Clear Sky medal.
Attention, support that target.
And torpedo planes coming in. We are not very scared of that. And there is the Ranger. We do indeed light him up. He is in torpedo range. Can we get it done in the Skane? Well, I think the match being won is a foregone conclusion. I really want to give a shout out to my teammates for not quitting on that match in the beginning, and more importantly, letting me have this Ranger, which I've sought out and hunted down all to myself. We are shooting at him just little bits of HE here, just trying to set him on fire while maintaining a heading directly towards him. We have that first torpedo salvo in the water. There is the Clear Sky medal. Yes, the Skane is a threat. If you built it for total AA, you might be able to get the AA rating as high as 71. That means in row 1 of your commander choosing no fly zone, and of course using the AA mod in mod slot 1. Here, I could not believe I dodged these torpedoes. I was like freaking out inside. I have no idea how I managed to dodge that, other than slick maneuvering, which I didn't think that would be the outcome when I started fishtailing like that. All right, it looks like all of our torpedoes missed, which is not very encouraging. So I've loaded up the armor piercing, and we're going to see if we can get some more citadels on the Ranger, who's now deciding to back up. And yes, we can. As tempting as it is to crank out more torpedoes, folks, let's dance with who brung us. And that means let's keep lighting up the Ranger. We will launch some torpedoes as a scare tactic, but I'm shooting under the smokestacks. That is where the Citadel is located. And we are having no problem punishing the Ranger at close range and finishing him off to end the match. All right, unfortunately, my chagrin, I did unlock the Belfast a couple days ago. All right, we finished up with a devastating strike, Clear Sky medal, just 75,482 total damage. Shot down 27, I think, airplanes, 3 kills, 1 assisted base cap, 490,193 silver, 3884 ship XP and commander XP in the Skane. And here's, look at the scoreboard. There we are at the top of the board, 2589, 3 big kills. I will say my best game, base XP wise, is 3085 in this ship. So it is possible. I was down tier in that game. And hopefully next Monday we will have a look at the Ostergotland. I already have it ready to go. As soon as they unlock it, I will get it and start grinding it. And hopefully I can crank out a game for you guys next Monday. Anyway, let's go into the port, take a look at the Skane, the upgrades. You can see early access, aiming system mod 1, propulsion mod 2, concealment mod 3. That is no shocker to any destroyer main. And the Skane is fully upgraded all the way to the top. All right, consumables, 2 charges of the engine boost, 2 charges of the repair party, 2 charges of that DFAA. And we ran the rare battle booster in this match for movement speed and reload reduction. Got that Type 1 temporary camo and the early adopter flag. Looks like 15,280 hit points with our build. Got those two twin 120 millimeter turrets, 10.7 kilometer firing range, 2.9 second reload, 13.3 second turn time. HE shells do 1,700 damage with a 7% fire chance. AP shells do 2,150 damage. And just not as good as the Oland. Reload's not as good, so keep that in mind. Oland better reload than the Skane. I can't imagine what I would still be trying to talk about here, but we're going to switch to these torpedoes here in a second. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. All right. 2 triple tube launchers, reload every 59 seconds. Max damage is just 75-33, so it's about Benham level. Excellent range, 12 kilometers. Excellent speed, 76 knots. Detectability, 1,600 meters. Don't sleep on these torpedoes. As you can see, your main battery is dual purpose and does count as AA. And like I said, I think you can get that high 60s, maybe low 70s with the right skill and equipment choices. Maneuverability, your weakness is that you're not especially fast. 610 meter turning circle, 3.5 second rudder shift time, but again, just 36 knots in the water. And concealment 5 on the surface, 2.9 from the air, 2.4 when firing in smoke. As I've said, the ship vulnerable to detection. Here's a look at our commander, fully maxed Jerzy Swirsky, and this is the build I recommend for this ship, and not the one I was using in the other game, which had smoke on the water and perceptive and stuff like that. I would use this one. Anyway, I like the Skane. I think it's a good ship. I actually saw some of them in ranked. But I wouldn't use Perceptive. I would use Tristan Track because your turret for about 18 seconds without that. So keep that in mind. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. You can always subscribe for more slightly above average ship reviews. Thanks, everybody.